episode of Leathercraft Business Builders, and we're going to talk about tonight about leading your business rather than following. It's something I've been really kind of looking at a lot lately, trying to get control over three areas. So we're gonna break this down into into three areas tonight when we talk about leading your business rather than following. A few examples of what both leading and following looks like in those three areas. But we're gonna roll with our same formats. We got a short little bit I want to talk about tonight, and then we're gonna turn over to Q&A. So your guys' questions, see what you guys want to talk about tonight. But appreciate you being on here, and we're gonna jump right into it. So leading, not following. There's three areas that I want to talk about tonight when we're looking at that. But the three areas that we're going to look at is going to be your calendar, finances, and your products. And those three areas I think can be really easy to follow in, or to get sucked in the trap of following in. Looking at the first one, let's look at calendar. One reason why a lot of people say they want to start their own business is, freedom of time, freedom of schedule. I get to do what I want when I want, which really sounds great until that turns into I have to do what I have to do when they need it by. And that's where we want to take control of that calendar. I see people, especially in leatherwork, once they get rolling, they catch a big boom and just take orders and orders and orders. And I've done it myself. I've gotten myself buried in orders before, and you get to where it's just something that you're dreading. You see that calendar and it makes you crazy. And that, I've even had somebody tell me the other day they don't want to, they're afraid to grow in their business. They're almost afraid of being successful in it, afraid of getting lots of orders because they don't want to get behind. They don't want to feel behind in their orders. They don't want to feel rushed and lose that personal connection with their customers. And the thing we have to remember is if we're the one running the business, we have to take control over that. So we have to be the ones that dictate that calendar. And it's easy to let yourself be, subject to that calendar and just take orders and, okay, yeah, I'll get that done. And because everybody, this is just a secret. And if you've been doing this very long, you know the secret that people that order custom stuff or order leatherwork, they don't plan ahead. A lot of them wait till the last minute. Now, that's not saying everybody, right? Some people are great, and those are the customers that we want to keep a hold of. But that's also how we want to train our customers, too. You want to train them to fit your business, not mold your business to fit everybody else, right? One of the greatest things is lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. That's something that you have to really implement into your business if you want to take control of your calendar. Because when every order that gets called in, or however you're taking your orders, clicked in, walks in, whatever, if everyone is like, I really need this by next week, okay, I can get that. I'll try to get that done for you. And then the next one, they need it by Tuesday. And that everybody keeps wanting more and more. And you're going to keep giving and keep giving and keep giving, but you're going to run yourself ragged. At some point, it's better to say, no, I'm sorry, I'm booked out till whenever that is. They will either wait or come up with another option, or go to somebody else that has a shorter wait period. Any one of those is fine. any one of those is better than you getting stuck in the rut of stress, and not enjoying any of it just to try to get that done and maybe rushing yourself and doing a shoddy job anyways. So being able to say no is gonna pay off for you in the long run to get control of that calendar. And everybody's calendar is gonna look different, you know, everybody's gonna have a different stress tolerance, I guess, on that calendar too. You know, some people, if they get 2 weeks behind on an order, just feel like they're swamped if they have 2 weeks worth of work. Other people will take orders out, be out a year, and that's fine. It's what you feel comfortable with, but setting that out, scheduling yourself, not just enough time for just the orders, because I've done that. Figured, okay, this should take me this long, this should take me this long, but the thing is all it takes is a couple of those taking a little bit longer than they were planned, or something comes up, then that pushes you back behind on your calendar, and then you're shoved back, everything's shoved back, and you have to take drastic measures to try to get caught back up. So I really recommend scheduling in a little bit of wiggle room in there, right? First off, if you think a project's gonna take you a half a day, schedule a day. And if you get your stuff done early and you got extra time, or if you get ahead of your schedule, oh boy, maybe you give somebody their order ahead of time when they were expecting it. They thought it was gonna be a 3-week wait and you got it done in 2 weeks. Now you got just extra happy customers. Also, it could free you up time for doing some inventory or doing some things that you enjoy, things you want to build or things you want to work on or try or push new products or that sort of thing. And we're going to get into that in just a minute when we talk about products. But really take control of your calendar. Put in those buffers in there. Schedule in your time and stick to it. It's going to reduce your stress level and improve your customer service all around. By either saying, no, I'm sorry, I'm booked out, I can't take it, or just a heads up, my orders are out, X amount or whatever that date is that they're gonna be able to get that by. So anyways, you're gonna have to decide your stress level and what your calendar looks like, but I really can't tell you enough how much freedom there is when you lead your calendar rather than follow and try to play catch up and let that calendar dictate you. So anyways, okay, we talked about calendar. Well, I'm doing this all without notes tonight too, so no notes on this one, but it's just something that it's really been on my mind here. And when we talk calendar, the next one is finances. Boy, leading the finances of your business rather than following. This one, if you've been following the last couple episodes, you're gonna think back and remember we talked about a book that has been awesome. It's been so instrumental in some changes I've made in my business that are phenomenal. But Profit First was the name of that book. If you didn't catch that episode or haven't read that yet or listened to it, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Makes it easier. I can listen to them while I'm tooling or doing different jobs. But getting ahead of your finances is huge. I think I've personally done it, and who knows, maybe I hope you haven't done this, but chances are you may have done this before. But you have, say, taken a deposit on an order, right? Does anybody ever take deposits on orders? Give me a hit the like button or something if you've taken deposits on orders ahead of time before you build them, right? You just take a deposit, put somebody on the calendar and take the order and tell them you're gonna build it. Now, after the deposit, which I love taking deposits on custom orders, it shows some commitment in there, gets them on the calendar, they reserve their spot, they know that they're getting the product, but they also don't back out. So you don't build a custom product and then have a client back out on you. And you have that deposit, but have you ever spent that deposit prior to building the project and then get behind on that, that can be a deadly things. If you get back to where you've got deposits way ahead of time, but now you do the work, maybe you're a few weeks out, maybe you're a month out or 2 months out on your projects, but you already have spent those deposits. So now when you're working, it doesn't even feel like you're getting paid. And it's a bad trap to get in. So getting ahead of that and really, not spending that money until the work's completed. Now, I'm not saying don't take deposits. That's, again, I think there's very good reasons to take deposits, and we can get into that in a whole nother deal. But managing your finances and really telling your money where to go, not just looking up from your bench and wondering where it went. And the part of a few things that I find as far as being ahead of finances and leading those finances in my business rather than following is one, trying to get, when I really decided to do this, it took a little bit of transition period to get ahead of those, of the finances, but getting to where my money that I'm transferring out of my business, getting paid to the house, all that's coming from a month prior. So I work for 1 month or whatever, and I make sure the money that I'm getting paid next month is already made prior here. So I can plan ahead and know a little bit if there's gonna be shortcomings or excess. I can manage that a lot better when I see that a month in advance, rather than work and just try to take a little bit off the top as it comes. It's a lot less stressful knowing that. It doesn't change the amount of dollars. It just puts things out ahead of there where you can manage them, and really take charge. Tell your money where to go rather than look up wondering where it went. Being diligent too about looking ahead for as far as not inventory, but supplies that you need when you need to be buying leather or finish or whatever the thing is, boxes to ship things out, paper for your printer, whatever the expenses that you need. If you can be buying that ahead of time and knowing what to have on hand, rather than going, oh crap, I really got to get this order done, but this calls for a hide of green leather and I don't have any green leather. Man, now maybe I can get this order built so I can take the money from that to buy the leather for this one to get this one built. Getting ahead of that is what I'm saying about leading rather than following. And it really can reduce the stress level a lot by, again, being able to plan that out ahead and not draining out everything that's there. So let's see. We talked about calendar and finances. The last one we want to talk about here is product. Leading your product line, not following. Now, there's a little bit of a balance here, I think. When I talk about leading your products and following your products, it's what are you building? What are you producing? And are you producing something because you've intended to and that's what you want to build, or are you simply following along and doing whatever you can get the orders for? Now, I say there's a little bit of a balance. As you're getting started, there might be that strategy of, I'm going to kind of just take on whatever until I figure out what I want to build, till I get that experience and learn different things, because there's a lot of value in that too. You learn from different projects and get some different feels out and different things to decide, I really like this, or I'm a lot better at this, and I really like serving this clientele, whatever that is for you and your business. But as you're moving towards that, and you finally get to a point where you're like, oh man, I really like building this, or producing this, or offering this service, but I really don't like building this, or producing this, or offering this service. But that's what you happen to keep getting orders for, but you know that this is what you really want to be doing, but this is what you get stuck doing. You have to take charge. People are gonna keep ordering what you're producing. If that's not what you want to be doing, make the change, get in charge. And by having control of your calendar can allow you to take control of your products a little bit better too. You get control of your calendar and your finances. Now leading your product line is a whole lot easier because you have time in your calendar to go ahead and commit to. You can schedule in, I'm going to build whatever, motorcycle seats. I want to do some motorcycle seats. And so I'm going to schedule some time in here, and I'm going to do a couple up so I can get pictures for marketing and get experience, and really take time on that to either try to sell some stuff on inventory or to market to get the custom orders on that. If you're chasing your calendar, you don't have time to do that. So you're having to just take on whatever you can get. You don't have time to really direct that product line into a direction you want it to be. Next, financials, right? If we don't have control of those finances and you're not only chasing your calendar, but you're chasing your finances, then your product has to chase as well, because you don't have maybe the extra money to buy those seat pans for the motorcycle seats, and you can't afford to build something for a day without collecting money on it because you're behind in finances. You got to get paid. You have to spend that money somewhere else. If you're ahead of your finances and you have scheduled that in, you can schedule it in and budget it in to where you can work that day without collecting money because you're doing it purposeful and with the intentionality of directing your product line to something you really enjoy. Now, you might not have got orders for that yet, but you decide you really want to do that. Well, you build that. Now we can have a strategic marketing plan and get that out there. Your current customer might not want that, whatever that is, but there are customers out there that want that. So you are either matching whatever your customers want, or you decide and get ahead what your product is and then find the customers for that product. So they all kind of intertwine between your calendar, your finances, and your product line. And there's just a whole lot of freedom that comes when you get ahead and you're leading those rather than following and chasing in them. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it's the decisions that we make every day, the little tiny decisions that inch us forward towards where you want to go. Right? So think about what you can do to implement a change, just a small change, that's going to lead you a little bit closer to leading in one of those areas, be it your calendar, finances, or your product line. And just have a little self-evaluation too on what one of those three areas can you do a better job in leading at? And what one of those three areas causes you the most amount of stress? That's going to probably start gearing things towards that answer of which one you can do better in. And there's always something we can do better in, whether that's the calendar, the finances, or the product line. There's room for improvement. Doesn't matter how far you get, how well you're doing, there's always room for improvement. And that's what's going to push us to get better, is looking for those places to strive for improvement. Me right now, I am trying to get a hold of my calendar. I allowed myself to get behind on that calendar. I double stacked some stuff getting into this place here and added things on that I wasn't sure how long they were going to take. And it's a stressor, and so that's why I've been working to get ahead of that again, and get back to leading that calendar rather than following, which it's going to go up and down. There's going to be times that you dip down in things, and then you got to gather up and get control and get back ahead. And none of us are going to be perfect at it. We're not. That's just not how humans are. We're not perfect, but you get the choice and you get to decide with your business, what are you going to do? If you want to, do you want to just sit back, let it happen to you? And then you truly are owning a job, and maybe one that you're not enjoying very much. Or you make that choice to step up, evaluate, and be real honest with yourself at where you can improve, and work to do that. And that's, sometimes we don't like the hard truths, but it's up to us to ask those questions and really be hard on ourselves. Give yourself credit where credit's due, but also be real honest with where you can improve, and then go find what it takes to improve in those areas. So anyhow, that we're gonna, knock my camera out of here. Keeping that fairly short tonight, but I want to jump in. We're going to go right into Q&A here. There's links in the descriptions too. If you are new following here, if this is your first time listening to the Business Builders, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out. We do go live Monday nights, 5 o'clock Pacific time. And the few links I want to talk about, one, S&D Design Co. That is my wife's company who produces the shirts. She has other stuff as well, some other clothing options that are pretty sweet. But we'll just show you this handy shirt right here. We'll just set that right up behind us there. We're going to be giving away one of the 23 plus shirts tonight. And 23 plus is my business here where we're at, and the link to that is in the description as well. And if you're looking to build up some more projects, different ideas, and actual leatherwork skills, we do have the Leather Life Classroom, which is the online subscription-based class, and we work through a new project each month, and that link is in there as well. Okay, let's get through these comments, see what you guys want to talk about here. Ashley, how are you tonight? Good to see you on here. Miss Connie, hoping my phone, yeah, I hope your phone holds up on it too. Calvin, hello. Miss Barb. Dan from Roseburg, good to see you on here. Frank, finally made it in after 3 or 4 weeks. Good deal. Proudly wearing the 23 plus shirt, right on. Not anymore, stressing out when I cannot complete on time. Oh, Ashley, what, the deposits stress you out, I think? Maybe is what we were talking about at that time. Connie, always bill when you're done. I'd be curious, Connie, do you always bill when you're done, even on custom orders, or just if it was, like if somebody wanted, I know you do dog collars, if somebody wanted dog's name or something on that collar, do you take a deposit then, or just bill when you're done there as well? Yeah, so Ashley, the first shop you worked in, the owner had a problem with spending deposits. He had to make a new sale to finish the old sale. Yeah, it's a bad trap. You can get behind on that, and oh man, I've done it a few times, especially when I was starting out. I got into that, and then I've seen people get really trapped in that, and it's actually pretty dang sad to see, really. Jeff, on here live, good to see ya. All right, Yeah, upvote the video. Yep, thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Appreciate all the likes and comments on here. That always helps. Connie, I post teaser photos on my Facebook to try to get people interested in what I enjoy making. Yeah, that's perfect, Connie. And that's a great example of what we talk about being ahead of your product line, right? Connie's saying she posts pictures of what she enjoys making, and posting those teaser photos out there is gonna show people, again, what it is she likes making and entice those orders to be coming in. So being ahead of her calendar and ahead of her finances allows her to take time to build those projects, be able to afford to have that inventory sitting on hand, and then hopefully pull in orders where she wants them to be. So that's great. Calvin, same strategy, right on. Where can I locate the book you mentioned? I know, so I just listened to audible.com. You can get the Audible app, but that's the audio version of that book. I think somebody else had just jumped on Amazon and was able to buy like the hard copy of the book. I don't have the hard copy, I just have the audio version, but it is Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. Barb, really good question. How many different items should one try to narrow their product line to specialize in? I don't know that there's an exact answer on that. That's going to depend. You know, I will say that a narrower product line, I think, specializing in some things is going to be better, and that doesn't mean that you can't take on other things. But the most successful businesses that I see, aside from Amazon, specialize in a narrower product line. You think about, there may be retailers that carry lots of different stuff, right? But when you think about a production standpoint, a manufacturing standpoint, think about items that are, for one, similar as far as machinery, tools, setup, that sort of thing. Items that pair well together as far as, utilizing the best hide, the parts of the hide. If you're doing something, doing strap goods, well, what else can you use that neck and belly for? Different things like that. Things that pair well together as far as selling, right? A saddle maker is going to do probably pretty well with adding in some smaller tack, right? Breast collars and head stalls and spur straps and those sort of things are going to be good upsells for them. Now, there's some saddle makers that don't like building other smaller tack or strap goods. They won't do it. But it seems more logical to me for, like, just say a saddle maker to sell breast collars and head stalls than it would be, and spur straps, than it would be to sell holsters. And not saying that saddle maker may not sell holsters too, but I'm just using that as an example. When you think about your items, just think about things that pair well together, whether that's pairing well in a production standpoint or a marketing standpoint. There's not an exact answer, I don't think, as far as the number of products, but the more you niche down in your products, the two things happen. One, the more effort you can put into getting better at those items. You put all your focus and energy in sourcing your materials for those items, setting up tools and machinery and your workspace, getting more efficient at making those items. And also, the more you can niche down and target market the audience for those items as well. So few things can happen when you narrow it down. But I mean, those are just a few points to think about. But I can't say there's an exact number. I know that's a whole lot of talking to not answer your question, Barb, but hopefully it gives you a little bit of the right direction there. Chris, better late than never. Good to see you on here. Yes, sir. Kelly, hello, and you are welcome. I'm happy to do the videos, and really love hearing them when people are getting some good out of them, and I like hearing some of the different success stories as well, so that's great. Connie, usually as long as I know the person. Okay, I'm guessing means no deposit there, as long as you know the person. Gotcha. Chris, I've been trying to post to social media about once a week. Is that often enough, or should I increase the frequency? I would answer that with another question to you. How have your results been? How have your results been, and are you seeing the results you want to see? Are you looking to increase those results? What maybe do you feel stressed by that schedule? Is there room in your schedule to increase that? You know, is once a week enough? You know, once a week might not be enough for some people, but it might be 4 times as much as somebody else could even handle. So I don't know that I can say it is enough or isn't enough. I really like that the thing that I do like there is that the consistency that you're saying. I've been posting about once a week, so that's a good rhythm, I guess. The rhythm is a good thing, and then deciding on if you want to speed that rhythm up is gonna really just depend on, again, are you happy with your results so far, or do you want to change the results? Calvin, I try to concentrate on belts, bags, and wallets specifically. Awesome. Yeah, there's lots to do there for sure. Frank, were you able to make your business profile from the audiobook? I haven't finished the book yet, but I'm trying to visualize how he does the assessment. Boy, Frank, I'm trying to understand the question there for sure. Were you able to make your business profile? I bet like this assessment. I went through the instant assessment that he does. I'm not sure when you're saying make your business profile on there, or whether you're talking about the TAPS, which is target allocated percentages, and maybe that's what you're talking about. If that, Frank, let me know. See if you can clarify just a little bit for me on that. Are you talking about the TAPS, where he's talking about the business profile for your TAPS, your target allocated percentages specific to your business, or are you talking about the instant assessment? Let me know on that. I'm assuming that we're still talking about the Profit First book there when you're asking those. Okay, Paul, if you narrow product line, you can keep up with the inventory better, you can order supplies more efficiently. Yeah, Paul, that's a great deal too. When we talk about that, narrowing your product line, being efficient in your ordering, you can really just focus in on, okay, these are the supplies I need for producing this product. You know, this is what I need for, I don't even know. I'm not doing good at coming up with product stuff. I feel like I always use the same examples, so I try to think about something different. But anyway, we'll just go to belts. If I'm gonna do belts, this is what I want to do. Well, yeah. Now, how can I source the best leather possible for my belts? What is the best leather I can get? What is the, uh, you know, the best quality? What is the best price? Was there some place I can wholesale different things? What about snaps? You know, you may just be generic on the snaps. Well, if I'm just focusing in on this product, man, what is a higher quality for a better price or more durability, dependability, those different things? What's the most efficient way to set a snap? How can I set my shop up to where there's less movements and getting my parts and pieces out? Lots of different stuff when you start narrowing down. Connie, I like to post some in-progress photos to get interest and to educate buyers and how much work goes into the product. Spot on, Connie. I think that is a fantastic way to help drive orders for sure. And it's just good customer education as well. Okay. Dan, good to see you on here. It's good to have you in the shop today too. Dan, got to come in, check out the shop here last week and this week. Frank, yes, the taps. Okay. So Frank, no, I did not, honestly, I didn't dive in as far as trying to figure out a closer tap. So the target allocated percentages, okay, so give just a short little backstory here for those of you that maybe have not read the book. Profit first, we talk about taking our income, all the money coming in goes into the income account, and then that gets split up and distributed throughout your other accounts, whether it's your operating expenses, your tax account, your profit account, and your owner's compensation account. Yeah, did I say those all right? Your profit account, your tax account, your operating expenses, and owner's compensation. So when you distribute to those accounts, it's set on different percentages. It's all percentage base, which we need to do. Gosh, we're gonna have to do another one of these strictly on percentages. Percentages is such a key thing. I've been diving in here big. I really broke it down the other day teaching my 6-year-old, and we talked about percentages a lot. Just on applying that to finances and how powerful that is. But as far as the TAP, so our target allocated percentages, there's going to be different industries are going to have different, industry standards, I guess, with what percentages should run a business, how much profit you should be able to pull from a business, the operating expenses, the percentage versus the income on there. But as far as the industry of leatherwork, I didn't really dig in. Like in the book, he talks about some ways to try to do market research on public companies and different things like that. I did not go that in depth. I took some of the generic taps that he gives, some of the generic targeting percentages, and then took my caps, my current allocated percentages, figured that out off my past 12 months, and really just looked at what direction my business is heading in and where do I want those to go, and I've ran my business a little bit different. I've already been a little more of the profit based, meaning that I have always been, bottom line focused rather than top line. I've had to make sure my business is making X amount of dollars run our household, right? I want this amount to transfer the house. And so in doing that, I've had you learn to run your business pretty darn efficiently. And so I'm evening out some percentages and looking towards those caps. But the caps that I'm using, I started with just the generic set that he has based on the annual income. For the business, there's a chart. If you've listened to the audiobook, he gives in the audiobook the website that you can go to get the forms on there. That's where I went. I just went to that website, clicked on there, pulled down the forms, printed those off for the taps and caps for those instant assessment forms, and super easy to roll through. But it gave a pretty darn good starting point. And when I started everything, it was right at the end of the last quarter, and so in implementing that, this month, July 1st, I actually adjusted all my percentages again and shifted. But rather than doing a 3% shift, I was able to kind of look at that and do a 5% shift to start moving a little further in the direction I want to go with my adjustments in there. So if you've listened to the book or up on the caps and taps and understand what we're talking about there, a lot of that made sense. If that sounded like complete Chinese to you, that is okay. If I hadn't listened to the book, it would to me as well. But it really is simplified when you get in there, listen to that book, or read it. You know, if you're more of a hard copy, read it type of person, then do that. But it's a very simple idea, and it's just a whole lot of common sense wrapped up in it as well. So we will do one on percentages, and see, just look at the whole idea of how those percentages break down and stuff too. And Ashley, yeah, as far as comparison stuff, if you want to have more of an in-depth talk, let me know. I'd love to be very open with you on that as well. So, okay. Evan, when getting started, what kept you sane in slow times? I quit my day job after I got backed up 2 months. Then I started to get caught up and have been going from a busy week to a dry week. That is, yep, there's going to be busy weeks, dry weeks, all that. And getting to where you're leading that business rather than following, Evan's going to be a big thing. You know, and I don't know the full story here on where, you know, what it is you're building, what you're doing, or anything like that, how you're getting your orders, or I don't know any of the story, but I know when you say, how do you keep sane in the slow times, my guess is that means there's maybe some stress when it's getting slow and you're worried that orders aren't rolling in, and that the more diligent you can be about getting control and leading in the finances and the calendar on that, to where you're not just relying solely on what's coming in, but you're building yourself a cushion, then that's going to reduce stress a lot, and improve the sanity of it. Then really think about, man, what is it you love building? When you're slow and you're not stressing, then you could take advantage of those slow times and build up inventory, but do it to things that you really enjoy building, and then not just building them up and waiting and hoping, but actively marketing those and getting your product out there. Again, I'm not familiar with your business or what you're doing, or what your current marketing is, but being able to kind of just ask yourself where you want your business to go, figuring out your why. You know, why do you want to run this business? Because you're at a pretty pivotal point, right? You're caught up, but maybe it's not booming like you'd like it to see. Really get a clear vision. Take some time, sit down, and just write some things down. Doesn't have to be anything fancy or big documents, business plan. Get a scratch piece of paper and jot some things down. You want to be building these items. You want to work for these people. You want to sell your items for this much money. You want your business to bring you in this much money. Or you want to have your freedom of schedule to do X, Y, Z. Whatever that is, figure out your why and what you want your business to look like. And don't just half-ass it and do some generic thing that seems attainable. Like, you're at, like, get big with your dreams on it. Like, decide, think of what the coolest thing you could see this business being, what you really want it to be, and not just what you think it could be, but what you want it to be. Get that vision, get excited about it, and then start asking your questions backwards and start backing up to that, thinking, man, what do I do? What are things I can do to attain X, Y, Z, whatever these things are in there, and it's going to start giving you more direction. And then with those slow times, it's maybe there's certain skills you're needing to build. Maybe there's extra products that are good ones to fill time, or new products that you want to kind of launch and get out there for people to see and start trying to market and drive orders a certain direction. Is there things that you can prep? Again, I don't know what you're building, but for example, if you were building shaps, there's little buckle pieces that, straps and buckles are a big time suck right at the end of a project. If you build everything first and then at the last minute you're trying to build your straps and your buckles, oh man, it just adds so much time on the end of your deal. But if you had downtime and you were building straps, you could do up a bunch of buckles and straps to have there in a box ready to go. So then when your production time, you can just grab those out, put them on. Same thing if you're doing wallets, maybe interiors, or you're getting some pockets ready. Different things like that could be things you do in those slow times as well. So I don't know. Hopefully that gives you somewhat of an answer there, Evan, to kind of get you going. Not knowing exactly what you're doing. Okay, here we go. You're coming in right now. Custom wallets for car clubs. Interesting. Not had great luck selling non-custom work. I feel like my work isn't unique enough. Well, something doesn't have to be unique to sell. So don't trap yourself in that either. I'm not steering you away from the custom orders. Custom orders are great. And a few things you could ask yourself too is one, okay, who is that client who's ordering my custom orders? Car clubs. Well, how can I get to other car clubs? How do we, really tap into that market? What else do they need? Is there another product I can develop to upsell to them? And I don't know what that is, but that's just a thought as well. But if you're saying that it's not unique enough to have like an inventory item, it doesn't have to be unique either. It's there's a lot of things that sell that aren't unique, but they're well made and delivered with good customer service or convenience. So ask yourself some different questions on it, I guess. But man, you got it. You got some things narrowed down in a niche there. This is to where I don't know. It'd be interesting. Wallets for car clubs. I don't know. It must be into cars or something. You're in a car club. I don't know what the connection is there, but you have two niche things. You have a niche item with with the custom wallets. And then 2, you have the niche of the cars, and I don't know the exact connection there. I mean, you could broaden either one of those things, really. You either broaden the audience on those custom wallets, maybe that's to more car clubs, different car clubs, or to anything else. If I'm not sure what it is that's making the wallet specific to the car club, but or you expand your product line to those same customers. There's things there too. So I think you're gonna do great. I say keep at it, and yeah, in the meantime you can work on some like interiors, things like that. Yep, the key fobs, key rings. There's a great upsell to the car club people as well. So great ideas there. Awesome. Okay, catch back up. See where our comments went to here. A few more minutes. Okay, Calvin, speaking of calendars, I was considering setting a deadline for Christmas orders. Good idea? Absolutely. I think it's a great idea. Christmas time, man, it can be as stressful as you want to let it. Again, people don't always think ahead. Some people think way far ahead, and that's great. But you will always get people trying to push it down to the last minute, and you can be working all the way through Christmas Eve and Christmas Day if you want. But again, that's where I say get ahead of your calendar and lead that calendar rather than follow it, especially when you look at Christmas time, because man, there's no sense in that stressing you out. I mean, there's 2 ways on it too. I mean, make hay when the sun shines, right? Christmas season is a great season to get some orders rolling, but start promoting those Christmas orders early. Try to get some of them coming in. Trying to train those customers to get thinking, get your orders in, and then think of having, again, maybe a few inventory items. Think towards what would be some last minute things, because when somebody calls you a week before Christmas and is like, hey, I know it's last minute, but can you make a whatever? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm all booked. I do have this that's already made up though. Let me shoot you a picture or whatever. You can sell some inventory items last minute on Christmas pretty darn easy. So be sure to have a few of those on there. And as far as when to shut orders off, I know people have asked me that before too. Like, well, when do you shut your Christmas orders off? I don't know. That's you and your business. I've done it different years. I mean, I have orders shut off right now. Right now, the only orders I'm taking is walk in my door orders, or people that, past clients for people that know me. But just general online orders I have shut down right now. Just try to stay on top of stuff. But it's easy to open orders back up too. Just keep that in mind. You can say, yeah, orders are shut down, whatever that date is. Well, you may get closer to Christmas. You might get to December 1st and say, wow, I'm all done with my orders, but I still have time. If you open up and say, hey, I have 3 open spots for something right around that December time, you'll be able to fill some last minute orders there too. So just a few things to think about on that. Terry from Australia, wondering if anyone is scared of getting too big. I want to sell, but not my main income. Yeah, it's funny that getting scared of getting too big. that's, man, this is what somebody just the other day was talking to me about too. And that's, you got to take control over it. You're only going to get as big as you allow it to get. Because, and I think in wanting to manage the size, manage your calendar, manage all that stuff, learn to say no. That's it, is learn to say no. And all that does is create more demand. Scarcity creates demand. And there's nothing wrong with something being scarce. And I mean, diamonds, they're not just abundant, right? They're worth a lot of money. Things that the scarcity is not bad. And people may be disappointed. Oh man, you can't do it. No, I'm sorry. But that's just their disappointment in the moment, because people want things now, and that they can plan ahead, they can wait, they can find another option. You know, their temporary relief or enjoyment is not worth your stress in the long term. So just take control of it and be willing to say no. You know, boundaries aren't fun, but people actually enjoy them, and they will always going to push to them. So if you don't set any boundaries, your clients will run all the way over top of you. Not because they're bad people or anything else, but they like what you do and they want more of it, and they don't want to plan ahead, and that is what it is, right? But we do conform to what those boundaries are, right? If you want to go shopping late at night, you really need something late at night, you're going to go to one of the little convenience stores. You're going to pay higher price, but if you want the selection or the good prices that your nice grocery store has, you're going to just have to figure out how to make it within the time that they're open. They don't care if you've had a busy day or you forgot to go or anything like that. They're going to wait and they'll open up again tomorrow. So if you miss that boundary, that deadline, you're going to be like, oh gosh, dang it. Well, I guess I can get a half gallon of milk at the Chevron for $6. And if you really need milk, you'll go do that. Otherwise, you'll wait and you'll go to the store like you wanted to when they're open within their boundaries, within what they've set as their parameters. And you're not going to complain about it. You'll be disappointed maybe at the time, but you'll figure it out and you'll make it happen. Your customers can be the same way. They might be disappointed in the moment. If they really need a gift and they need it today and you don't have it, you can't do it, or this week and you can't do it, but they absolutely have to have something, then yeah, they may go somewhere else. They might decide to, go buy something entirely different. Or maybe there's another maker that doesn't have the wait time. They go with that. That's fine. But they came to you at one point first, so they like what you're doing. They want what you have to offer. If it doesn't work out for them that time, good chance they're going to be back, especially if you give them an answer or an option. I think I saw a comment come in here too that said the same thing. Send some customer off to another maker. Exactly. So if you have to say no to somebody, I refer people to other makers a lot, because when I say, no, I'm sorry, I don't have time, I can't do that, but I really recommend going here. Check this person out. And the trick is, I only refer people that I trust the business that they're running, the product that they deliver, their customer service, that sort of thing. I've had people that I did refer work to and then got feedback that the customer service wasn't there, couldn't get a hold of them, did something like that. They don't get work referred anymore. That's how it works. Somebody new, up and coming, but is doing good work, and short order time and answers messages or phone calls, gets back to people all before work there. And when that customer goes and has a good experience, I just had one the other day, called me back and said, hey, I gotta let you know, I got my item from this person and I love it. They did awesome, and man, he was great to work with. So I just wanted to thank you for referring them to me. I really appreciate it. I'll let you know when I need something else, because they wanted something by the 4th of July and I couldn't give it to them. And, but I gave him an answer. Might not have been the answer he wanted at first. It wasn't, yeah, I'll get that done for you, but it's, no, but here, go here. He appreciated it, loved it, and still wants to come back later on if he can. So that's kind of a long rant on that, but, oops, cancel. We are run down on time here, but I think, local store that would like to carry some of my small items for Christmas. That's awesome, Connie. Very cool. Evan, you're welcome for the advice there. Yeah, need to learn to say no. Yeah, and it's tough. It can be really tough. But once you get comfortable with it, it's really freeing. And I don't mind saying no at all anymore. And it's fine. You know, it really gives you freedom in your business. And allows you to give better service, honestly. Local salary, cleaning, repairing saddles, tack. Bags liking, learning in and out saddles. Trying to build a small shop and back to start my daughter's leather business still. That's awesome. Che Mata, I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, but working on starting a leather business, working part-time at a saddlery. So very cool, very cool. Fun to see people getting into it. If you ever have any questions on the business side of that or the leather side, let me know. Love to help where I can there. All right. Flipping through here, checking to make sure got what I can. Okay, I don't think I missed any. If I did, I apologize for that. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna give a shirt away here. Calvin, I'm gonna jump up there. I really like, man, I love your thinking ahead there, talking about the Christmas orders already. It's July, we're thinking ahead that far. That is great. I think you're gonna do outstanding as far as that goes, getting control of that calendar, you know, and staying ahead of that. So, hey, send me some information. I need your mailing address. I need your email address, and shirt size. You can either email me at mealingjoe@yahoo.com. So mealingjoe, MELINGJOE @yahoo.com. Or you can message me on Facebook at 23plus, so at 23plus, or on Instagram 23plus.leatherwork, 23plus.leatherwork. And give me that information. Love to get you a shirt headed your way. So appreciate you guys all being on here. Ashley, have a great night as well. Appreciate you, Frank. You as well. Good night to you. Let me know any questions you guys have, and we'll keep this Business Builders rocking. If you guys are still liking this format, we're going to continue this series out. I don't know how long, but it's been fun to do, having fun with you. The last link in the description, I will say too, is the Weaver Leather Supply. That link there with the promo code JOE10, JOE10, that will save you 10% on anything you get from Weaver. So if you're still new, building your business, you don't have a big wholesale account with them or a discount account, then you can use that promo code to save 10% and just help kind of reduce that cost for you a little bit. But if you do already have a wholesale account or a business account with them, you're already getting the savings, and so you already know that, and it doesn't apply to you. But if not, hopefully that can help you save a little bit of money as you're moving along and building your business. But I super appreciate all of you guys and look forward to seeing you on the next one here. So have a good night.